Hello everyone and welcome to my Wednesday Facebook Live. This is Barbary, the Wexford Stamper, and I'm so glad you're with me this evening. Hello Mary and Ann, thanks for jumping on and being right here at 7 o'clock. I'm excited about my next one here. I've been doing a Creating for Christmas series, little things you can make and put together pretty quickly that are inexpensive so that you can have little things to give to all your friends and loved ones. Tonight we are going to be making these cute little Ferrero Rocher boxes. Holds 3 inside. Very simple to put together. We're going to make a box tonight that has walls that are a little bit more stable. They're double-sided walls, they're double thick, and they're going to hold up to a little better with all the sliding and things you're going to be doing. When you get on here, make sure that you comment, and we're going to go ahead and get started here. So first I will talk a little bit about the products I'm going to be using for these. Okay, I'm going to be using paper from the Lights Aglow paper pack, and here is the piece we're going to be using. It's gorgeous. One side has the regular kind of pattern, and then the other side has a little added bit of foil in it. So I'm going to be using this color, this pattern, and then for the sentiment, I'm going to be using the Brightest Glow. This is the stamp set that goes with the Lights Aglow suite, and I'm going to be using the 'Tis the Season. Okay, and then I'm also going to be using Festive Pearls. I've been using these frequently in my projects. Just love these. There's so many great colors. You can make them work for just about any project. And then finally, I'm going to be using, what was the other thing? Oh, I wanted to show you, to make the sentiment, I'm going to be using the double oval punch. This is a favorite, and this helps your projects go nice and quick if you've got to make lots of them together. But this, really, really great. All right, now let's go ahead and get started. You're going to be starting with a piece of cherry cobbler, and this is cut, hey Deb Gray, this is cut at 9 by 6.5. Okay, and this is going to be the box part, and it's going to have a double side just so it's a little more firm and holds up very well. The Ferrero Rochers that I got, you can get at any grocery store. I've seen them everywhere. And depending on if you catch them on a sale or not, they can be around 50 cents each. So your project will be under $2 for each of the little treat boxes. So that's a bargain. You can make loads and loads of them and surprise everyone for the holiday. All right. Now I'm going to be using my trimmer to do my scoring this evening, because for the wrap that goes on my box, which is this little piece here, I'm going to have to be measuring and scoring at 1/16 of an inch, and that is not on our scoring board, so I'm going to have to use my trimmer here. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. For the box, we do not, hey Renee, we do not have to use any 1/16 of an inch. But for all 4 sides, you're going to score at 1. So we'll go all the way around at 1. So every side at 1. Long and short sides. And then we're going to go around a second time, every side at 2.5. Okay, so 2.5. 2.5, 2.5, 2.5. So very, very easy scoring on our box. Okay, so that is 1 and 2.5 inches on all 4 sides. All right, let me grab my bone folder and we'll get folding and creasing here. Hope everyone is having a good week. Can't believe that tomorrow starts December. I'm so not ready, but it's coming whether we're ready or not, I guess, huh? So I hope everyone is feeling confident about their ability to get all those hundreds and hundreds of errands run before the big day. So all I did here was score and then fold and crease on all those score lines. Okay, now I'm going to grab my scissors, and these first thinner panels on the outside are going to be the ones that fold inside to kind of reinforce and make the box stronger. So let's hold it in the portrait position, and we're going to come up the first vertical score line and stop at the second horizontal and cut that off. So we're just going to really focus on keeping that large panel in the center there. We're going to cut off those 2 sections on each end. Okay, so this is going to fold over to help strengthen the side of our box. Let's do the same thing on the other side. We're going to come up, cutting through the first horizontal score line, stopping at the second, and then I give it a little bit of a diagonal wedge, just so when all that paper folds in together that it won't make it difficult to close the box. All right, so there's our first 2 cuts. Okay, we have the top and the bottom done, or if we're holding it on our portrait side, the 2 sides are done. Now we're going to work on the ends. Okay, first thing you're going to do is you're going to cut up the remaining score lines to the second horizontal. Okay, these 2 outside ones are just going to be tabs that are going to fold inside the box. So I'm going to cut this off just above the first score line, and then I'm going to cut in on both of the other section. Then I'm going to cut the other side just above that score line, then wedge those in. These 2 I'm going to apply glue to the other side, and they're going to fold inside the box. All right, now this end here is going to be another reinforcing panel that's going to double up the layer on the side of the box, or the end of the box. Let's do the same thing on the other side. Here we go. We're going to go ahead and cut up both vertical score lines up to the second horizontal. Okay, these 2 here are going to be the tabs that go inside. You're going to cut it just above that first score line, and then you're going to cut in on the tabs. Okay, just above that first score line, and then cut in the tabs. And then your final bit is just a little bit of a cut on those. So when those go in to reinforce your sides, you're ready. That's it. Right there is what your template should look like when you're finished cutting. All right, now I'm going to turn it over this way. This is the outside of the box. I'm going to grab my glue, and I'm going to put a little glue on each of those 4 tabs I created. This one here, this one here, this one here, and this one here. This is a great box style to do multiples of. It comes together pretty quickly. Okay, now I'm going to fold the box, fold in the tab, and then have it adhere to the inside of the box so that the fold and the edge of the side of the box line up. Okay, same thing over here. Inside, the fold and the edge of the box line up. Okay, now we're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. We're going to fold it in, and for this I actually just fold them both in because it's getting a little thin and it's hard to do them one at a time. But you fold them both in, And then you just fold this over and make sure both of the folds are lining up with the edge of the box. Okay, and then you just give it a little bit of a press. Okay, our box is coming together, but we have these 4 extra panels here, and these are for a little bit of reinforcing. I just found that if your recipient is going to be yanking on the box, opening and closing with your candies inside, it needs a little extra strength to keep it from tearing. Okay, so I put some glue on each of those sides now. Okay, I'm going to fold in this small one here. I'm going to pinch and hold. Then I'm going to grab my bone folder and rub like that. Flatten it so that that glue spreads all over underneath. Same thing here. Fold it over. Bring in my bone folder. That helps flatten that fold there very well, and it helps keep those sides down. Okay, then we're going to do the same thing with the other 2. Fold it in, take your bone folder, and rub it up and down on the inside there. There's one down. Then we have the last one here. That's going to fold it in. Use the side of your bone folder to rub that down. And there you go. Look how easy that is to make. And this is a nice, strong box. You're going to be able to use it, and it's not going to tear or pull apart when your recipient is opening and closing the slide of the box. See? Because you're going to have, they're going to be pushing on this side and then pulling this out, and it just gives your box a little more body, and it holds up better. Now for this one, I found a pack of these candies that had 3 different types. So it's whatever you can find, whatever works for you. I imagine there's other candies that could fit in here as well. All right, so let's go ahead and make the outside of the box. What I did for that is I took a piece of the DSP. This is from the Lights Aglow suite, and it's cut at 6 by 4 1/16. And then I cut another one that is 1 inch by 4 1/16. Because what I found is when I made the box and tried to use this paper, that a 6-inch piece of paper was not long enough. That's right, Renee. I could put those in. Oh, man. So I finagled and did a little bit of problem solving, and I just hated not to be able to use this paper for these boxes. So I'll show you what I did to allow us to use a piece of paper that might be a smidge too short. All right, so let's take this piece, and we're going to, remember, we're going to use our trimmer today because we're going to be using some 16ths. All right, now the first score is at 1/2. Now I usually do, when they're that small, I usually score to the right-hand side of the scoring place, just because it's easier than trying to do this and trying to get it in at the right spot. So it works better just to use the right-hand side if you have a score line that's small to start with. Okay, so I'm going to first score at 1/2. Then I'm going to flip it and then score at 2. Then it is 3 9/16, which is just 1 tick mark past 3 1/2. And then the last one is 5 1/16. You want to be careful. Don't push too hard on your scoring blade when you're scoring the Designer Series paper, or you might tear it. So just be a little careful when you're doing that. That's it. So the scores are 1/2, 2, 3 9/16, and 5 1/16. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and grab my bone folder one more time, and I'm going to fold over all of my score lines. Okay, I'm going to fold them and carefully You just want to be really, really careful when you're scoring and creasing that you don't put too much pressure on the paper or it will tear. Okay, there's 3, and there's 4. All right, there we go. Okay, now this is where our extra piece comes in. Okay, I'm going to go to the side that has the 1/2 inch score line. So this is the smaller panel that we scored first. I'm going to take this extra piece, which measures 4 1/16 by 1 inch. I'm going to grab my glue, and I'm going to put glue along the bottom or underside of that 1/2 inch panel. Then I'm going to slide this 1 inch panel right into the score line and just fold this piece over. And what that's going to do is just going to give me an extra inch on the bottom, which is more than I need to be able to close this on the bottom. So I'm going to grab this, okay? I'm going to put it upside down, and then I'm going to bring the edges around just like that, okay? Then I'm going to go to the other edge, and I'm going to put just a little line of glue along the right-hand side there. And I'm going to bring this side up and fold it over. Now, no one is going to see that little bit of a line that you had to make so that the paper would fit around. So I thought that was a great way to still be able to use the paper even though it was a little too short, because it's beautiful paper. All right, so now we have our top, I guess our belly band, ready to go. The box has plenty of room for your 3 treats. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to make our little embellishment for the top. I'm going to take a strip of basic white cardstock, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to be using 'Tis the Season, and this one is from the Brightest Glow stamp set. If you are looking for a stamp set that you need some great Christmas sentiments, this is a really nice one. Loads of great sentiments, lots of different fonts, really, really great. And the font and the messages or sentiments are for inside and outside of your cards. So it is a great set. All right, so I'm taking the 'Tis the Season, and I'm just going to stamp that right here on this strip of paper. Now I'm going to grab my double oval punch, and remember, if you turn it upside down, it works a lot better. And it also works better if you use strips instead of larger pieces of paper, because then you don't waste so much. So I'm just going to bring the strip right in here, and I'm going to place it right in the lower oval, okay, the oval with the smooth edges. And then I'm just going to punch, and there I have my sentiment. So don't throw away those little strips of paper. You can use those for sentiments. Absolutely. All right, now I'm going to grab my dimensionals, and I'm going to put a couple of those on the back of my oval. Okay. Then I'm going to place that right here on the right-hand side of my box. All right, now I also am using one of the Christmas die cuts, and I'm sure you can find something in your stash. I found some berries and some holly leaves. You could use some pine little boughs or pine sprigs. You could really use anything here. Okay, and I'm going to make a little holly bunch here, just taking both of the holly leaves and gluing them together, and then putting the berries on top. So this kind of creates my little holly that's going to go on top. Okay, so I'm going to take one more dimensional and I'm going to put it here right beside the oval. Okay, because my little holly is going to overlap slightly onto the label, but then it's going to need a little bit of support over on the designer series paper. Okay, so I'm going to just lay it right here, and I had a little dab of glue there to hold it to the oval, and then I had my dimensional there, and that's it. Isn't that so cute? I love it. And then I wanted to add a little pearl. The festive pearls are a great choice for the holidays. And I'm just going to grab one of these cute little red ones here. These are actually cherry cobblers, so they're going to match perfectly. Oh, there he is. He's trying to get away. I'm using my pick tool to get him right up there on the label. And there it is. Isn't that so cute? So easy. You really don't need to use the same treats I did, but you certainly can. It's a great box for, hey, baby socks, right, Renee? We could use those. So I know you got all kinds of cool little gifts you're going to be giving, but this is a great little box that's easy to put together quickly and is a really fun and festive box. Now, I will have several of these available at my open house on Saturday. If you're local here to York, you can come from 10 to 3. I'm going to have lots of paper crafts and some sewing crafts that I'm sharing with everybody. And maybe you can knock off some of those friends and coworkers and neighbors off your Christmas list nice and early. So come by if you want on Saturday. If you're unable to make it, but there's something that you might want, you can always message me and I'd be glad to let you know what's available and get it to you. So thanks again for joining me this evening, and tune in again next Wednesday. I'll have another great Christmas treat box project. So everyone have a wonderful week, and tomorrow's December, so I hope you're feeling festive. So talk to you soon, and keep on stamping. Bye now.